We're getting you ready for week 2 of the Syracuse football season as the Orange take on Western Michigan, and linebacker Derek McDonald is here with us to get us ready for this matchup. And Derek, week 1, a big success for you guys. How did it feel to be running out of the dome tunnel again and out there for the first time for a real game this season?
Yeah, it felt really good. We've been beating up on each other for a while, so just to get back out there and play against someone else felt really good.
And the defense pitches a shutout in game 1. Coach Babers was quick to point out that you were one of the guys that really stepped up in that game. How's it feel to hear your head coach say that about you, and what did you make of your overall performance?
Yeah, it was nice. I think we played well, but there are a lot of things we can still improve on. I think that's the most exciting thing. So just moving forward, getting better, and getting ready for ACC play, we got to keep working on things and get better.
It feels like you guys as a defense overall a little bit deeper this season, and looking at it from afar, some guys like you that were forced to play a little bit more last year because of injuries now go into this season with some experience. Do you feel like compared to some of your previous seasons at Syracuse, you would agree this is a deeper group on D?
Yeah, it most definitely is. I think we feel pretty comfortable rotating a lot of guys. We have, I know, at least 6 linebackers we feel comfortable rotating. We have more D linemen, more depth there, a lot of safeties, corners. I mean, it's a deeper group than I've seen my first 2 years here, and I think that'll really help us down the line if injuries or anything. Just being able to rotate people and stay fresh is going to be something that's big for us.
Yeah, that linebacker room in particular, you've got guys like Leon Lowry who played really well. Caden Bailey is a member of the 2 deep. Who in particular stands out in that linebacker room that has been playing really well of late?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on the day. I think everyone in that room has the ability to play really well. We have a lot of talent in there, and we play really well together. So, I mean, it just depends on the day who's making plays. But we've all got each other's backs, so I think we know that someone's going to step up no matter what the situation.
What about on the flip side, offensively? Who has impressed you in practice, maybe running back, wide receiver, someone you're going against daily?
Yeah, I've seen Dan Villari get a lot better. He's become a much better blocker at tight end. He's been working super hard on that, so that's something I've seen. Damian Alford throughout camp making plays. That's something that we've seen, but more consistently he's been making plays, and I think that's something that will be a big part of our success this year.
And when you're a linebacker in the 3-3-5 scheme, how does that change or differ compared to being a linebacker in just a standard defensive scheme?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to versatility. We move around all the time. I think last game I only dropped in coverage like 2 or 3 times. I mean, and it just depends on the game. It depends on the game plan, where I'm at and where I'm moving around. It's just being able to play all over the place. I think that's the biggest difference between being a regular linebacker and another defense. They're kind of off the ball flowing most of the time. We blitz, we're blitzing inside, outside. We're dropping in coverage on the line, dropping in coverage. I mean, it just depends. So, yeah.
It feels like, you're getting more playing time as you progress throughout your career naturally, and you're growing as a player. What is that next step for you to kind of take another leap as one of the better linebackers on the team?
I think it's just working on the little things now. For the most part, I feel like I understand the defense. I understand what I can do, but there's a lot of things that I can clean up to just get better, to take us to the next level, to be an all-ACC linebacker. So it's really working on the little things and just improving every day on those things.
And I want to talk about your recruiting process a little bit and what led you to Syracuse. I know you're a Newhouse guy, and you had a lot of, Ivy League schools after you as well, so clearly a very smart kid. But what is it about Newhouse that kind of appealed to you when you were in that recruiting stage?
Yeah, I think that's something my parents talked about a lot. Syracuse gave me an opportunity to play Power 5 football, but I wasn't just going to go play Power 5 football without a school that I wanted to go to or a degree that I wanted to get. And Newhouse was the perfect opportunity. I love sports, and sports broadcasting and sports journalism were something that kind of jumped out to me, something I thought was interesting. So coming to Newhouse and playing in the ACC was the perfect opportunity.
And what have you made so far of kind of the opportunities that Newhouse have provided you in that regard?
Yeah, it's been great. I've learned a lot. I'm not necessarily sure if I want to broadcast, but I think just having those skills no matter what is something that'll be really valuable and helpful down the line. So it's been a great opportunity for me.
And we talk about the 3-3-5 scheme on defense. New defensive coordinator this year with Rocky Long. What are some of the differences maybe with Rocky now as the head?
He's a little more nitpicky, I'd say. I think we break down some of the calls a little more. We tried to simplify them in the past, but now we've gotten down, and everyone understands the defense so well at this point because most of us have been here for a while, that we can break it down and make even more complex calls. He loves that kind of part of it, and I think he grandfathered the whole defense. So, he kind of decides what goes, and he brings up, sometimes he'll just call a new call one day, and we just got to figure it out. But that's just kind of part of it. So we've been working, and I think we're getting comfortable with him, and it's something that's going to help us in the line.
Keeping you on your toes a little bit. So heading into Western Michigan now, they're the opponent this week. What have you learned about them, and what are going to be some of the keys to getting a victory?
Yeah, I mean, I think their first game, they ran the ball like 67 times, which is a lot of rushing attempts. I think we're going to have to stop the run first and foremost. They look to get the ball out quick and get on the perimeter. We're going to have to rally to the ball. But it's a challenge we're up for, and I think it's something that we can definitely stop, put in a good game plan and play hard.
Well, week 1 went well. Derek, we wish you the best of luck in week 2 against Western Michigan.
Thank you.
That's Derek McDonald. You can catch him on the field on Saturday against the Broncos. 3:30 kickoff for the Orange.